Good evening, Com 3928. I wanted to show you for our research methods class how to build a simple, really a graph or chart in Google Sheets. Because in our assignment we're gonna export our results out of JASP, and for the final project we have to custom build all our infographics. Right? A lot of cases that may be a chart, a table, pie chart, etc. Right? So let me show you really quick how I did it. And I'll pull that up. Here, of course, JASP, you've seen this before, right? And I'm going to back this up so I can run it. But if you remember, we started right at the beginning of the course, descriptive statistics, right? And what we want to do, I would suggest one of the first charts I'd represent, it's really one of the easiest things to interpret descriptive results, is the big 8. Remember the big 8? Remember, we always set our variables to scale, nominal, or ordinal, right? So I set these 8 to scale as they should be, and then I move them over. That gives me this table here, okay? Now we don't copy and paste this table, but it gives us information to build a graph, okay? So look, here across the top, it gives me the names of the, the messaging platforms we were investigating. And then here, look at mean score. This is the average score for each of those variables. How did our respondents answer on average based on each of these platforms is very untrue of me or very true of me, right, regarding use. Okay, simplest way for me, I just go ahead and actually write it down, just scribble it down. I've scribbled down all the names of the variables and then the mean score for each, right? And then I went up, and here is Google Sheets. I already ran one graph, but here it is. I'll show you how to run it, but it's pretty simple. Start in with a clean Google Sheet. Type the names of your variables across this top row, right? That's the label for the variable. Also here, type this out. Make this how you want to see it on the graph, okay? No need to fix it later. Just make sure how you type it here is what you want to see on the graph. Okay, next row, I type in simple. I type in the mean score from each of these variables, right? So here it is. That's it. I put in all the information that I needed for this graph from JASP. Then I highlight it, right? And then I go insert chart. Insert chart. And look, there it is. It pops up. That easy. Just going ahead and putting in the right things and the right, the right values in the right places, and then highlighting it and put insert chart. It popped up. Now I built one prior. The one thing, if you click on this, you'll note there's 3 little dots up here. This is for edit, delete, save image, right? You can export this as an image when you want if you're done. Publish. There's copy. There's all kinds of commands here, but the one thing I would do is when you click on it, you get this chart editor that pops up. And if you click chart axis and titles, you can go down here, basically chart title. And this might be New River Light and Power, social media, messaging platforms. I'm just making this up, right? And click that return. There it is. It just laid that in for you. So that's it. That's simple. You've got a really nice, clean graph now. This can be inserted in your final project, and whatever you're presenting in Google Slides or PowerPoint. You can build these graphs, but you got to find the information first, then bring them in and type it here. If you have a complete data set you're working with, you can highlight certain sections of a complete data set. But for this course, and when you're trying to build specific graphs, I'd suggest this is the easiest way, is just carry in just the information you want to see on the graph, type it in, highlight it, insert chart, and you'll have it right there. Okay? So I hope that helps. Questions or comments, let me know. Bye-bye now.